So you open the door and it's just crazy. I shook his hand, I was talking to him, and the whole time I was thinking, man, I know your better than my own. There would be like basically porn dealers. There were 20 CDs that would just go around in the class, right? You jerk the shit out of it and then bring it back to school the next day and just give it to the next person. Würzburg was small, man. Population of 80,000. That's like crazy. That's like one neighborhood in my city. I was there for like 3 years and I had maybe like 4 relationships and I was seeing 3 of my exes all the time, everywhere in that city.
My guest today is Kourosh Mohebian. He's from Iran and is a stand-up comedian in Berlin. I always call him Cyrus the Great, like the founder of the Persian Empire, because to me, he's a great comedian, a great person, and a great friend. Today we talk about a big group of porn stars coming to a comedy show, how teenagers deal with pornography in Iran, and why he loved German cartoons as a kid. Let's dive in. Hey, we're here. Welcome to the podcast. Our guest today is a wonderful, really funny, one of my best buds, the hilarious Dr. Kourosh Mohebian, or as I like to call him, Cyrus the Great. He's also welcome to the podcast, man.
Oh, wow, thank you very much. Such a big introduction. I cannot live up to that already. So I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, for the longest time, I didn't know it was Cyrus the Great. Right? We're talking, and you're like, yeah, that's
exactly.
my name.
Yeah, it's just a translation of the name. I don't even know how it changed from Kourosh to Cyrus when it came to English language, but that's how it is. And it's a good explanation point because when I told you, you knew about it and you have read about it. So you're like, this, that. But for a lot of times I have to tell people, it's Cyrus the Great, and it makes it more confusing. They're like, dude, we already were struggling with Kourosh. What is this Cyrus the Great?
You don't know Cyrus. Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best leaders of all time, right? So
kind of like the first kings or whatever, like very old empires, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I just know it because in Greek, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But Xenophon, I think he was. I mean, there were enemies, the Greek and the Persians. And even
for the longest time.
For the longest time, and even Xenophon, an enemy, was praising Cyrus for his leadership capability, etc. So that means even more because he's an enemy. There's no point of complimenting your enemy, and
He even freed the Jews. They have a holiday after him. It's Purim. The Purim Jewish holiday is based on their freedom by the Cyrus the Great.
Really?
Because so when he was ruling this turned into a history channel, but
wait till we get to the next part. Then
when he was ruling and stuff, he was like his philosophy was like, you can have any religion, whatever you want to do, just be human, right? So just coexist. And then apparently the Jewish tribe that was in that area, so this is like, if you want to put it in the like timeline, this is after Moses and stuff, but it's like still 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, right? So they were still having problems. This Jewish tribe that kind of escaped Egypt and now is gathered in Babylon and Syria and all those areas, but this is like 2,000 years ago. And then I don't know the exact story, but they were still oppressed. And then when Cyrus the Great comes and like takes over and stuff, he kind of frees them, or like liberates them, or lets them go around. I'm not sure exactly what's the right word to use. I don't want to get you canceled already by a lot of Jewish followers. But then, they name it. There's a holiday called Purim, which is based after him, actually.
Oh, okay. Wow, dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's crazy shit. Because I don't believe in religion, and I believe in history because it's documented. And then you see a part of like, it's like a sci-fi fiction meets reality, like this tribe that because like, I don't know, this whole like religion things don't make sense for me, because I always think that okay, it's just stories and stuff, but then you see, no, in reality something happened a long time ago, and this is now celebrated as a holiday.
Right. Dude, how was it actually? I mean, I want to ask you later, but I mean, you grew up in Iran. How was that like not being too religious? Is that an issue?
Well, you don't go outside and shout it that you're not too religious or whatever, and there is like a certain amount of practice that everyone shows that they are doing, or they are like at least pretending they're doing outside, and then inside you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's your home and nobody cares. So that's the thing. So
Oh.
you don't go outside and be like, oh, look at me, I don't believe in shit or whatever, right? But you just go on by your day. You just don't participate in anything, basically.
Right. Okay. Okay. Well, dude, I didn't even introduce you fully. Like, I just said you're hilarious. The reason being you're a
And
stand-up
it hasn't been
comedian.
hilarious ever since. If you haven't noticed, we've been 4 minutes of serious history and culture.
Dude, you're killing it on stage. You're absolutely awesome, and we kind of
Thank you very
started
much.
roughly the same time. Also, I remember.
I think so. To be bringing it right back to where I remember, I saw you on Freaky Friday at Laminga Bar when we still used to sit on the ground, and then I saw you doing. Maybe I don't know how long you have been doing it, but I saw that set that you were doing, and then I haven't seen you doing that set for the past 5 6 years. So it's a very good sign. But it was in 2019. I saw you
Yeah, that's
around
when I
like
saw. Yeah,
I saw you
yeah.
maybe around like September or August 2019 on stage, and I kind of started around the same time, a month or so later.
Yeah, wow. I started in June. So yeah, it was like I
Yeah,
just had
exactly.
started
So
and
you
then
were already
did.
doing a few spots because I saw you twice, like
Ah,
before, like
right.
I started. You
Yeah,
inspired me.
come on, dude, come on, no.
I was
Dude,
like,
I
oh, look
remember
at this guy.
you're so shit. I can do
I can do better. No, I'm joking.
Dude, Palma actually started that way. She wanted to kind of do stand up already, but then she came
Mhm.
to Simon and my show, like the split bill, and she saw that we were both bombing and
Oh,
it was a
nice.
rough
And she
show.
was like,
And then
oh,
yeah, and she was like, "Why don't I do this?
okay,
I can
okay.
do it better than them." So wow,
I
I
can
I
bomb. I
remember
can
when
bomb better than that.
we were. I remember we were walking to Space Medusa, and then I was asking, "Oh, well, how did you start? When did you start?" And you were doing like I remember that stretch especially. You were doing stand up every night, and then you were doing your
Oh,
PhD, and
it was crazy.
yeah,
It was crazy.
yeah, and then you did the. I remember his German name, but Tingle Tangle Bob, bit.
Aha! I had this joke. I would say like I look like Sideshow Bob, some shit
Sideshow
like
Bob,
that
Sideshow Bob.
because of the
Right,
hair and
right, right,
stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
right,
I had
right,
it
right.
crazier before. So Simpsons references was the first thing that I did. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. So you mentioned yesterday that you were at a show. Could you tell the story? Because you just alluded to it. And I was like, no, don't tell me. Let's do it on the podcast.
Let's do it on the podcast. So, oh my god, I don't even know where to start from because I I just had my morning joint and coffee, so it's gonna be great. So the thing is that we have these roast battles in Berlin comedy scene. So they do them. I don't know how many times they do. I stopped participating. We did roast battles like a long time ago, and then after that, I was like, I just prefer to watch. And then so there was a roast battle, and so let me paint it this way. I knew who's gonna be the judge, but I didn't know who's gonna be the audience. So the thing is that the roast battles, they got a few videos that they posted on YouTube, and it reached to a little bigger amount of audience. And there is ex famous porn star that she started doing roast battles and going to roast battles in the United States. She's based in Las Vegas. Her name is Alexis Fox. Personally, I've never been introduced to her amazing work on the screen, but she looked like a very hardworking woman. So, so she sees the one of the videos of the roast battle Berlin, and I'm not sure if she's based in Berlin or they were just traveling through because there is this porn something convention now happening. It was like all brothers
Oh,
and all the
yeah,
other stuff
the
in
Venus
Berlin.
or something, right?
Yeah, Venus, exactly, Venus.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of famous porn stars at the moment in this city, which is great for tourism. So she gets in contact with the people who run the roast battle Berlin, and they invited her as one of the judges. So
No
she would sit
way.
on the platform, and she would judge the roast. That was so we have two judges usually. So one judge is from the comedy scene, and
Oh
one
my.
judge is her,
So she
and
was judging.
yeah, and she has done some roasts here and there, and she was very it shows that like she knows how to judge and like be like if I would be judging if somebody is bad and somebody is good, I'm like, you were shit, you were good, that's it, right? But like she would be like, oh, I really enjoyed the battle, both of you were doing some amazing parts, however, like this part, that, so it was really like nice judgy, right?
Wow.
So I knew that she's gonna be on the lineup, but I didn't know that all of the audience is gonna be all my childhood heroes. Dude, I go to the wall. You've been to the wall con. We both have had shows there a lot.
Yeah.
So you open the door, and it's just tits, 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 cock, cock, tits, tits. Dude, crazy,
Wait, were they
crazy.
naked? No.
No, but like
They were
very hot clothes,
really
right?
okay.
Yeah. And like disproportional. Like you think it's big in the movie that you're watching it. Let's wait to see it live, brother. Like it was so huge. I have never seen, and I'm sounding like a 12-year-old boy, but like I have never seen such huge bazongas, man. Like you can't even call them tits anymore. It's like it was like, and it's like they joke that they're like, oh, my eyes are up there. No, you could not take your focus away. It was just like, and I'm not like a tit guy at all, but like this was just so like I can swear to God, I was joking with my girlfriend. I was like, each of her tits is like one size of your head, right? I think it was crazy. And so there were a lot of like this porn stars. I didn't know the judge. I as I said, I was not familiar with her work, but a lot of other people knew her. There were a lot. There were like 5 other famous porn stars that were there, and everyone was like, "Oh, I've seen her on this. I've seen her on that." Uh, Crazy, but super fun people. We were hanging out, we were talking after the show. It was crazy. And then I saw this guy, and I was like, nah, I'm just too high and drunk. This is my imagination, right? Then I looked again, and then I went back in the green room, and Eunice was sitting there, and I was, Eunice, I just saw this guy outside, and he looks like that porn star guy. And I don't even know his name, right? I just said, and Eunice was like, yes, he's that guy, brother. Like this guy, we all have seen him. I don't even know what's his name, right?
Wait, who
Uh,
is it? Is it the bald guy?
Not the bald guy, not the
Oh,
bald guy.
not Johnny
He's the
Sins.
other, not Johnny Sins. I know Johnny Sins.
We all know Johnny Sins from the
We all know
memes
Johnny
mainly.
Sins.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, Johnny Sins is very famous in Iran. Actually, they call him Uncle Johnny. Oops, I fucked up the guy.
What?
Yeah, they call Johnny Sins Uncle Johnny in Iran. So we have like limited access to porn because like especially back in my time, we got very distracted from the main thing. But back in the like, let's say I'm a '90s kid growing up in the early 2000s. Uh, we didn't have that much internet in Iran yet, right? So it's all CDs, DVDs, and stuff. So that's where
Right.
the porn comes and goes. You just give each other porn CDs. So there is just a limited amount of movies that have been entered the country illegally, smuggled or whatever, and they make copies of them, right? So it's just like 20, 30 porns or 20, 30 like same actors or actresses. You see the same shit again and again. Whoever is the motherfucker who's smuggling it is having a crush on, for example, this porn star, and it's just all the movies you get, it's just this one porn star, right? And this guy was in all of those movies, and he's still active. I wish I could have had his name, but I don't want to search or anything now.
Who like is he because there's a
Dude,
male
I
porn stars
saw
are
him.
not.
He's male. Yeah, he's a male porn star. I saw him, and I was like, I shook his hand. I was talking to him, and the whole time I was thinking, man, I know your cock better than my own cock.
No,
Like
that's amazing,
you have no idea, right?
dude.
And
He
it
would have
was
loved it
crazy.
when you said that. Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm not on the stage, but if I could, yeah, I thought of saying it, but like these people were so nice. We were like nobody was acting like, oh, we are such like big shots, blah blah blah. Everyone was just like, yeah, it was like they were huge guys and like big tits, but we were all like just talking and like after the show being good.
Wow.
But he was like crazy because I never thought I would see like one of the like male porn stars that I've seen in most of the videos that I grew up,
Right,
for
right.
example, with. So it was crazy shaking this guy's hand. I wanted to take a selfie, but I was like, I don't know, I don't want to be that person as well. But I saw a lot of people did, and I was like, fuck it, I should have done it because I would have sent that picture to every motherfucker in Iran, and I'll be like, look, I met your idol, motherfuckers.
But was this guy also on a lot of these CDs?
Yeah. All of them are like brothers porn stars. Like they are famous people, right? So
Okay.
imagine
Oh,
like entering to the comedy club and seeing all these faces that you have definitely came with. Like it's crazy. It was crazy. It was just like it felt like teenage years nostalgia meets, I don't know, like reality. It was crazy. It was just because the amount of sizes in the lips and the tits were like so bigger than the movie. It was crazy.
wow, dude.
Yeah, I like because we never like I've never had the chance to meet somebody in the porn industry, and then you meet them all together at one point. I
Well,
was like, God damn it.
yeah, dude. Who? I mean, are they other well-known? Who is this guy? Is he the Italian guy? Is he Italian?
I'm not
Rocco
sure. I
Rocco
can
Siffredi. I've even seen a documentary. There was one on Netflix.
Rocco.
Rocco.
You know what? Do you have a computer in front of you that you can
Yeah,
Google?
sure. I can check.
But you cannot share the screen, right? Because if you Google browsers porn star male or something like that, he's in the like in the and go to the images.
Okay, let's do it. 1 second. Dude, this is insane.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see who it was.
Ah,
Can you see my
okay.
screen?
So yeah, it's amazing actually. Just write
So
male porn star browsers. No, don't have Google on it. You have Google male porn star on the browsers. Ask in
oh,
Google.
yeah, sorry.
First guy
Oh,
with the red tie.
this guy?
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, I don't know him.
Take copy paste his name and see a recent picture.
See, okay.
I don't know what's his
Kieran
name.
Lee.
He is the
Oh,
one with
I think I've seen. Yeah,
here in the older pictures, the one with the beard and stuff in the middle. Yes.
here.
Low.
Oh man, I think I've.
Yeah. You have seen this guy. There's no chance you haven't seen him. Like, there's no chance you haven't seen him. And he was there. Like, it's crazy.
Dude, that's okay. That's nuts.
And then now you're gonna have to add it to your favorites and go on your Pornhub account and see it.
Dude, that's insane. So, I mean, how was it? I think that's a misconception, right? I feel like maybe porn stars similar to comedians have less of a filter because
Oh yeah. Oh,
and so they're very cool, very
amazing
fun.
crowd. And then there were like a lot of other porn stars that we didn't know, right? But they were like also some directors or whatever with them. So it was like 20, 30 like porn industry people, right?
Damn.
This was kind of their kind of after party or whatever, and they were laughing crazy, and they were mostly like American or British, so they would get the jokes better actually than our usual Berlin
Right.
audience, right?
Right.
So they were a great audience. Obviously, everyone that was going on the lineup had prepared something about like porn stars being there or something like that. But it was fun in the end. And it's just like hanging out and seeing that in the end, like we're all humans. It doesn't matter what you
Yeah.
do in your life. It's just like you're all having this €5 beer at the comedy club in Berlin.
Right. Oh, dude, that's crazy. But I honestly, I
Uh,
didn't. I don't recognize him actually.
yeah. Well,
I've
I'll send
probably
you
seen
some videos.
his body.
Yeah. You recognize his penis. Once you see the penis, you remember. That's the thing. If you
Yeah.
recognize his face, that would be actually a big problem, brother. But like the thing is, like I know you're a big porn fan as well, or at least you mentioned it in your.
What?
This is going out there. Whoever is listening, Pascal's mom.
Uh,
But like you
I've
have
seen quite a bit, of course. I mean,
uh,
who hasn't, right?
I mean like because you I've heard some like bits when you do stand up that you talk about porn and stuff, and obviously we all like I think our generation has been with it more than any other because it was like kind of a super inaccessible taboo thing, and you had to get it in a harder way. So it was more like exciting. It wasn't just
Yeah.
about the porn itself, but it was the whole business of it. The whole like
Yeah,
doing it,
yeah.
getting it. Oh, you have to, because I didn't have a computer in the beginning. You had to wait for the parents to leave the house.
Yeah.
Then you fire up the DVD player, put two DVDs inside, and it goes, yeah, it turns and it goes in, and it just then starts on your home TV. You're watching porn where your mom watches like her cooking shows or whatever.
Oh man, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, it sounds like you had a high tech place, man. That's so much better than the way I watch porn. You had a big screen, dude. Wow, that's. I mean, how so coming back to what you said earlier, like, so there were at the time internet was restricted everywhere. Everything was slow, so everyone had DVDs,
Yes.
and so. And then you would swap DVDs, or how would that work? You would
Yeah, we
buy
would
them?
copy, we would swap. Yeah, so it was like there would be like basically porn dealers in school. Like, so some kids, you would see that from early on. You're like, okay, you're gonna your future is not that bright.
Oh,
So
wow.
some kids would start like it's always like that kid that had like a computer and he could like write CDs or something. The rich kid would be the dealer, not the one that needs the money. So they would like copy paste
Oh.
it and like write a CD for you and then distribute it for you. And then you would go to this friend and be like, hey buddy, like I heard you got some stuff. Can you like bring me something or give me
Dude,
something?
that's hilarious. I mean, what a story, being a porn dealer in Iran.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't even think about
Yeah,
it. Like, it's
exactly. Yeah. And apparently it's not just in Iran. I've heard that this has happened because I meet like people from other places in Middle East now that I'm outside, like Syrians, I don't know, people from Lebanon, other places, and they're like, dude, we have had the same shit. Porn dealers, like, I had a friend who was like, dude, I was the dealer myself. What are you saying? You make gold, like it's crazy.
oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah.
I mean, that's how I think also some of the best tech in Silicon Valley came actually originally from porn sites, right? Like
I have no
encryption
idea.
and stuff like that. Yeah,
That's
payment. Yeah, that apparently was first because of porn. And I mean, it's the oldest profession in the world, they say, right?
uh,
Not
that's
porn, but
prostitution, but yeah.
prostitution. Yeah, but okay, a different form of. Dude, that's crazy. What that's crazy. So everyone has like a library of porn at home. I guess it's like back then, like with the
No, 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 no.
magazines, you
We
hide it
kind
somewhere.
of hide it. Like I remember, like because you don't want your parents to find it, right? So the thing is, like, you just rotate it between yourselves at school. You don't keep like I knew some guys that would like have some hidden somewhere, but I would never keep at my place. So I like there were a few like let's say there were 20 CDs that would just go around in the class, right? Because you didn't want to have it. You're like, okay, tomorrow my parents are going to this shitty wedding that I'm not going, so I have the home free. You just call your friends, like, bring me the porn, and then you take it home after school, you jerk the shit out of it, and then bring it back to school the next day and just give it to the next person.
Oh
Uh,
my god, that's like, was it sticky? The CD? Was it?
no, nobody comes on the CD, bro. The CD was in a DVD player 10 meters away from where I'm jerking off.
Oh my god, dude, that's hilarious, man. Wow, what are those guys doing now? Do you know? Like, they're not obviously in that industry at all.
Actually, no, no, no. I know two of them that migrated to the US, and some people have had better life. One of them has his own company. They became like real good businessmen. Actually, that was crazy.
Oh wow, I mean, yeah, I guess they
Yeah,
already
I mean,
showed
if you have like the
early on.
idea, like if you think about it, like in that age, it was very innovative to do this kind of.
Right. That's crazy. I mean, that's why also apparently some porn industry or countries are known more for their porn than others, because like in Asia, in the Far East and East Asia, like in Korea, I think, and in China, porn is illegal.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they would watch Japanese porn because they would have porn there. So the big industry was Japan. And I think in Europe, Germany, I think, was the biggest, I think, because Germany would produce a lot of porn. And so other people in Europe would watch. So like, it's funny that it always has these centers. And
Oh, I just
like
had
in
one thing
Budapest,
since you said the Japan. So you're saying in China and like where else porn is illegal?
Korea also illegal. Like, so
Okay, so
you just,
so
yeah,
like
I'm
so
sure there were a lot of porn dealers there as well.
all the Chinese people and Korean people log into like Japanese porn. Is that
Yeah, with
what you said?
VPN and stuff. Yeah. Like what?
Dude, is that why the Japanese porn just have it like censored? They're like, you go through all this shit, but you still don't see the pussy. Like, I think
So I don't know exactly how it go. I think it's. I mean, I lived in Japan, but I was a kid, so I
Mhm.
didn't watch porn then. And
Such a
I
pity.
think, dude, it's a bit weird. Also, like I absolutely love Japan, but when you go on some streets, there's just porn on the. They show naked women almost, on the shelf and stuff. Man, I can't think of. But the windows
Yes,
of the
yes.
stores, and it's like so blatant. Like when kids walk around, I just feel a bit it's weird, and then one time there was this guy in the subway next to me, and he was just watching hentai anime on his phone just next to me, and I was like,
Wow.
he's just watching porn basically next to me, and
And
no
your
no
whole life
shame,
changed.
nothing.
From there, your whole life changed.
So the censorship thing, I think, is at least for a while. I think it's not up to date anymore, but they had to censor the private parts. So they did everything else but censor, and
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
I think the this ejaculating on someone, especially on someone's face, I think originated especially in Japan. I think because sperm was not illegal, whereas body parts were.
Oh my
And so
God, that's
it was like,
crazy.
yeah. So I think that's why bukkake is from Japan,
That's what I was
because
gonna
it's
say.
like
I thought bukkake was Japanese. Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is
Or
Japanese.
it just sounds Asian. Like,
No, no, it's Japanese. Yeah, everything porn related is
wow,
Japanese. They're
that's
the best in
crazy.
it,
That's
at least
crazy.
in the
That's
East Asia.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Have
Nice,
you seen
nice, nice.
Japanese porn when you were?
No, well, I just noticed your Arnold book in the background with the Arnold second. What the fuck?
Speaking of porn,
Uh,
dude,
wow, you
dude,
have all your Austrian big like idols books in the back. Oh, there's Mein Kampf,
dude,
Arnold. Yeah.
dude, I love so I just for motivation I put a guy, a buff dude, on my screensaver, and
I never go
I
to
can I
gym.
mean I can show you. It's just to motivate me, and like I have Michael B. Jordan. Do you know Michael? Yeah, Michael B.
Yeah,
Jordan
yeah,
from
yeah.
from Creed. And I thought, man, in Creed he looks so amazing. I want to have a body like that. I put it on my screensaver, and so I have it on my screen. And so, uh, one of my friends here, one of my friends saw it, and he's black, and he was like, "What the?" He just thought it's so weird. Why do I have a black guy, like a buff dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That
and
was
then I
my
told
thing
him,
as well. I was like, you're shooting for two things that you will never be: black and buff.
hey, well, I mean, yeah, it didn't really work. I mean, my belly's growing. Yeah, I mean, you've
Yeah,
seen my
exactly.
belly a
Yeah,
lot of
I see
times.
your
Yeah.
eyes as well. It doesn't look black.
Dude, it's insane. Like I didn't think I prepared a lot of questions, definitely not about porn, but isn't it
But you
funny that
see,
it's so fun to watch to talk about it? I don't it's something so
it's
fun.
more fun to watch it.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
I
god.
think it was just because it was such a taboo, right? As you said,
Yeah,
like
the more you ban something, the more precious and crazier it gets. So
exactly.
also in my case, or a lot of people growing up Middle East, is that the whole restriction, censorship, and the more restricted rules and everything that we have, this just makes it some crazier activity, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. But if you have questions, get to your question. What kind of questions did you prepare?
I did. I mean, I just want to talk about Iran and your move to Germany. You're German citizen now, also. I have a bunch of, like, I want to ask even about menu, why it is that you follow that bad club. And, I'm kidding. And yeah, I mean, how was it actually? Because I know your parents, they studied in Germany, so I guess you already, because you told me growing up you watched like German cartoons.
Yeah, yeah. So, because my parents lived here for a while, and they basically worked and studied and all that shit. So they don't really speak that much English. So the German language is the language they learned as the like foreign language. So when they came back to Iran, and then because the thing is like we have shit TV, so the TV that is controlled by the government is horrible, right? The programs are shit. There is not enough variety and everything is propaganda, right? So they wouldn't want us to grow up watch this garbage TV. So we had satellite TV, and since they wanted to watch this stuff themselves as well, uh, the German channels were the language that they would pick up to watch because they understand it, right? Rather than the
Right.
English channel. And also from Iran, it's easier to get the satellite from TVs from like the channels from Europe rather than the US. It's further. So we would get a lot of European channels and German ones were in there. So they would watch some German channel like, I don't know, RTL, ZDF, whatever it is. And then if there was a cartoon on, I would watch the cartoon, or the times that they would play cartoons, I would watch the same channel. That was the thing because I didn't know any other channel. Those channels were the ones that they were watching, right? So then that's how I grew up watching like a lot of cartoons in German and like understanding a little bit as a kid. But like it's basically just cartoons, you know. It's like you don't really care.
Right, right, right.
It was
What, like
like the
SpongeBob, or what did you watch?
the what?
What, like SpongeBob, or what
SpongeBob
was
was
it?
one of them, but like I saw Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all these cartoons.
Oh, on
Even
RTL 2.
RTL, yeah, exactly. And then even One Piece, I think, was there. And the thing was that even though I didn't understand much because I didn't know the language, I knew I learned a few words. And like as a kid, when you watch, you kind of pick up. It's very interesting. Like you get some words they repeat, and then you learn it what it means. But the thing is that didn't matter if I don't get the full story because it's still the quality and the cartoon that I'm watching was not comparable with what they were playing on the Iran like TV. Like they were showing some horrible, like bad old quality shit. And I was watching Pokemon, I was watching anime, and my like friends were watching puppetry shit like that. It was like
Oh my
totally
god.
different things, right? So
Right,
I
right,
didn't care that like it's in German or something. But then I learned a little about German language and stuff.
right. Oh man, you could have been a Pokemon dealer.
Exactly, exactly.
Giving them good cartoons. Dude, wow. That's like how was it? Like, did you ever watch it? So it was just puppets and
Yeah, like so there, especially in the 90s in Iran, when the TV was like picking up a little for the children, they were trying to produce programs. So theater is a thing or used to be a thing. So there were a lot of like puppeteers as well. So there were a lot of shows that were just puppet, like we didn't have the technology to make the cartoons, right? So they would just do all these puppets, and it's mostly like this like so the it's like a dark screen and they are wearing all this black, so you don't see the person moving that much, and then there is a puppet that they are just doing it, right? And then it's basically like a stage and they are just recording the whole thing and then you're watching it at home, right? So it's very like
oh wow.
preliminary, right? Anyway, so it's a lot of these puppet shows basically, or like even when they got more advanced and they were like creating like mini series, they were still using the puppets. There's a lot of puppets, which is crazy.
Oh wow.
Yeah, funny
It's
characters and shit, but like just like because we didn't have the animation creating technology or whatever. They still don't like the shit that they are putting for kids now. It's even worse than before. Like, it's like
really.
yeah, yeah. It's
Did
just
this
like
all change in 72, or like before it was good
no,
entertainment,
no, no,
I
no. It's
assume.
just a thing. No, no, no. It's just like they wouldn't buy like outside cartoons that much because everything has some problem that goes against their moralities or whatever.
Okay.
And then where if they want to produce something themselves, they are just bunch of like untalented people that are working with the government. It's not that they pick the right people for the right job. It's just they pick the people
Right.
who they know so they can control the whole system.
Right. I mean,
So
how
they just
is it
yeah.
so sorry, I interrupted you.
Mm-hmm. No, it's fine. Go. Why? Is it what?
Just because I feel like so many left Iran. I mean, you grew up, even many grew up obviously elsewhere already. Did many, like the first wave of diaspora, was it then during the regime change in the 70s? Or I mean, I feel like so many, and like, is it hard to actually even leave Iran? Are there any restrictions, or uh
Yeah, you cannot get a visa and they wouldn't even let you go. So,
really?
yeah, so from both sides, that's horrible. But I think yeah, the first wave that people would have like mostly went out would be probably after the Islamic Republic happened. So I know a lot of people that they just went to the US, mostly US actually, or like some in Europe, and they're just there since ever like it
Right.
happened.
Yeah. Dude, whenever I mention a city, you're like, oh yeah, one of my childhood friends is there.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
exactly.
and I felt
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
said about every city. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think my generation, I mean, it's all in all generations, but I think it happened mostly in my generation and one after, that the situation was just too bad to live there. And like with everything, job, university, society, everything. So we all, if we could, we fucked off and went somewhere else to live. But
Oh,
it's very
okay.
hard to get like a visa in the first place because it's like everyone thinks like when they see somebody from Middle East, they all think like, oh, this person is probably a refugee. Dude, first of all, it's the hardest thing to smuggle yourself, and then it's impossible to do it. So most of the people I see here, or like including myself, like we came with like student visas, and
Yeah,
getting
dude,
a
the
fucking
most educated. Yeah.
yeah, getting a student visa is something so hard. You have to have all these documents, and on top of that, you have to have this amount of money that you can guarantee that you can live here without needing to work, blah blah blah. So uh, that's how I ended up here, and the reason I have a lot of friends outside is that they also came from relatively, I would say, like I don't know, middle class families in Iran, so they could also like have some money and have good studies, so they could like move out
And
basically.
leave. Oh, okay. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, did you also have to join the military? Because I know it's also
No, I
mandatory,
skipped
right?
that shit. That's the thing. So if
You oh really?
yeah, so I did not do that. And that's one of the reasons that I wouldn't really go back because there is always a risk that they be like, you have to go there, and then
Right.
I'll be just
Okay.
stuck for 2 years.
Oh jeez, 2 years. Okay. And you
Yeah,
could
it's
defer
crazy.
because of your studies, right?
Yeah, but then at some point you have to do it, and then I didn't even register my studies anymore because I was like, fuck it, why would I do it? And then basically, yeah, it's now you either buy it or you do it, and buying it is not worth it either because it's a lot of money. It's like last time I checked, it was like around 50,000 euros.
Damn.
Yeah, and then that's a lot of money to give for
Yeah.
like 2 years. And then what? Oh wow, you can go back to Iran. Wow, like I would rather not. The situation is very bad.
Okay.
So it's like that. And you asked this question, and then you had Manu before after that, and then another question and another question. So I forgot all your other questions.
Sorry, I know I'm jumping. I know I'm jumping.
Yeah.
It's like so many questions pop into my head, and I think it's so interesting. I always ask you about Iran because I think many people forget, like you said, like so many forget. Dude, I was at a show, your show, and I don't know, there were like maybe 20 Iranians there, and literally every single person had a PhD.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Everyone
do
is
you
like,
remember?
yeah,
I mean that
yeah,
was insane, and that's not even an exception, right? It's like generally, and it
yeah.
wasn't even PhD in. I don't want to put it down, but literature or something. It was
Yeah,
like computer
literature,
science, chemical engineering, and was all these really difficult subjects.
real jobs, real.
Really, so, scientific. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, and it's too bad because I mean, Iran. I hear Tehran is amazing, and you tell me all the time the countryside, the landscape it's
Oh
absolutely
yeah, it's
stunning.
amazing. Yeah, it's everything is great. But it's uninhabitable, like because of the uh basically the what do you say? Most main thing is the money. The problem is the inflation and the instability of the whole market, basically. So if that was
Right.
fine, the rest you can live with it. Like the whole Islamic Republic and all that shit. You can pay off the police. You can still do your parties. You can drink everything. You just bribe people. You just bribe them, and it's great. You can live. So if you have a little money, you can live the best life there. But in the recent years or the last 10 recent years, the problem is that even those rich people that have the bribe money don't have the money anymore because suddenly you sleep and you wake up and everything is like 10 times more expensive. So you're like, fuck,
Oh man.
everything I had yesterday is now 1/10 of the value.
Right.
So that's the problem now. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Dude, I mean, was it for you always an I want to go to Germany because of your parents? Or was it just I want to get out
No,
and
I mean, like I looked at other countries as well. But the thing with Germany is that Germany has kind of very cheap public education, and it's a very good public education, right? So the universities here, like I paid less for my master's in Germany than I paid for my bachelor's in Iran. It was
Really?
crazy. Yeah. Uh, Even with the money exchange and all the currency and shit. So like I know that like in Würzburg when I was studying, I think it was like 120 per semester, man. It was crazy. 120 euros per semester. And that one they give you the Deutsche Bahn card that you can ride all the trains and everything for free. So it just comes back to you. Uh, and then, so that's one of the big things. So you don't really have to have money for like tuition. That's a very big thing because if you want to go to US, I remember when I was looking, same option and same studies that I did in Germany for like 400 euros, I had to pay $100,000 per year or like per whole study. I don't remember. It's a long time ago for some university in California. So
Jesus.
that's the thing. We've heard all these things from US people being in the student debt, but that shit is real, bro. Like it's like
Oof.
$100,000 for a whole like bachelor's study in biology. What am I gonna do with that, right? Uh,
That's crazy.
Crazy, crazy. And then I did the same thing in Germany with 400 euros, and also did the degrees better, and all the other benefits that I had here
That's
that
insane. I mean,
nobody came and
speaking
shot
about
me
that.
in the university.
Jesus. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Germany. How was it for you? Because you went from Mashhad is like the second biggest Iranian city, right?
I would like to say that
Oh,
there
oh, it's
might
not.
be
Oh,
people.
okay.
Well, technically it's a swan because it's like bigger by the size, but we have bigger population. That's the thing.
Okay, okay. But you came from Mashhad, and
Yeah.
then you went to Würzburg, which is a small town in Germany.
Yeah.
How was that like? And Dirk Nowitzki, I mentioned this to you, but I think you didn't. Yeah, that
What?
doesn't matter. Dirk Nowitzki's from there, but I guess isn't
I
he
have
like
no
a
idea who we're talking about.
Dirk
Big,
Nowitzki?
Big Louis? No.
Oh, dude, he's one of the best basketball players of all time.
Oh, I have no basketball knowledge, even though I'm like one of the
Ah,
tallest people
yeah,
that
you're the
you know in your
exactly.
life, but I have no basketball knowledge. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, the thing is like Würzburg was funny, but for me, coming from like a big city and like big population, I also lived in a small city in Iran for 4 years when I was doing my bachelor's in Iran. So that
Oh.
city was also quite small, but so I got used to a lot of like small city things. However, Würzburg was still small, man. Population of 80,000. That's like crazy. That's like one neighborhood in my city. Uh, so I was like, what is this? And like mostly like you see like it's mostly older people and stuff. And then there's like a population of students, international students. So it was cool that I could walk everywhere. So you don't need to like have a car or something. But on the other hand, it was very annoying because you would see the same motherfuckers like 5 times per day in every different location, from the supermarket to the main street to the city center to so like if you were like I I saw like I was there for like 3 years, and I had maybe like four relationships, and I was seeing three of my exes all the time
Oh
everywhere
my
in that
god.
city. It's like, oh, there is a festival. Everyone goes to that one festival in the city, right? There is, oh, they didn't have like an amusement park or anything, but they had something called the Kiliani Festival that they would come, and it's a southern thing. They would come and set up like roller coasters and shit like that, and like kind of like a Oktoberfest vibe, but not that much like drinking, but people would still wear that outfit and everything.
Yeah.
So that was, and then everyone would go there. So you would see every motherfucker that you have fucked or they have fucked you up in the same place. Like, it's crazy.
Oh
So
my god.
it felt like you're just living in a big families for some. Like, I would see so many people that I knew. It felt nice because you're like, ah, look at that. I play with football with that guy. Oh, that guy is like the janitor in our university. Oh, I've slept with that girl. So everyone is still in the same area, but I don't know. It was fine and weird at the same time because I personally don't like to see people that I know that often in like some specific, I don't know, if I'm partying or something, I don't want to see somebody I know from like work or like uni all the time. It was just like
Right.
the interactions don't match. Like we are in a different environment now.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
that
How,
was
how
that
was
was
it?
weird. Yeah.
That was weird. But otherwise, you had a good time. And then you moved to Berlin, obviously, for how long?
Oh yeah, I
Or
had
H
the
Humboldt.
for me coming from Iran, but after all that restrictions and all that shit, just being in a place that I can buy vodka for €6 from Aldi. Are you shitting me, bro? We never had vodka. Like we would drink ethanol. We would drink handmade, homemade drinks from fermented shit grapes or whatever that some dealer would make. So if you would get like bottles like whiskey or vodka, that would cost a lot, first of all. And mostly there is a rumor that they are like, oh, they also empty these ones and they fill them with some other things, right?
Oof.
Yeah, it's weird. So you don't even know if you're having the real shit or it's just like mixed because they want to
Right.
just take for themselves. And then I go to Aldi and I'm just like the whole regal, the whole thing is full just bottles.
Alcohol.
I,
Yeah.
I remember I was like sending pictures to my friends, and so I was here like at the age of like what 22 or something. So it was very crazy interesting for me. I'm like, wow, look at all these things. So I really got into drinking actually in the beginning, because I also didn't know where to get other stuff, and alcohol was accessible as fuck. And in that age, everyone is a big drinker in Germany as well. Like the early 20s is like college years basically for US, right? So
Right.
you know how German like they drink wine sometimes, like white wine festivals. We had white wine festivals and everyone would get hammered on white wine. So I was just doing that shit as well, right?
Right. Right.
So these were the interesting parts to just like have some freedom. Oh, there is alcohol, there's parties, you can do this and that.
Right.
Because a lot of my friends that I know that they are still back in Iran, they've never experienced what I've experienced. And I don't believe that they experienced something extraordinary, but like from where I come from compared to like where people are living, it's completely different. So
It's
that's the thing.
how is it different with dating actually? And I must say I'm curious because of course you're doing a podcast with an East Asian, and of course you had to wear the one East Asian T-shirt you have.
It's just,
Female high school student. I
yeah,
think it means yeah. So how was dating different? Because I know from your bits obviously, and
yeah.
you went to an all boys school, right?
So
In Iran.
it wasn't my choice. If everyone goes to all boys school, unless you are a
Oh,
girl.
it's always okay. Oh, okay. Then okay, so it's always
So
separated.
it's like two separated schools. Yeah. So it's like females and males, same like bathrooms, basically. Imagine. So it's like we would be for school as well. And there wouldn't be like even a male and female school next to each other. They would be at least like 2 blocks away. So
Okay, and
that
how was
goes on for 12 years from like the first year to the last to high. So from primary school to high school, basically. And then in university, you mix up because they don't have enough infrastructure to just have separate. There is one female university in Tehran, which is for super like, I don't know, religious girls or whatever that want to go there, but it's just weird as well.
okay.
But
Is it
everyone else goes to uni just to meet girls and stuff. It's the first time.
right, right.
Yeah.
And how was that like the dating then?
The thing is, like, I had girlfriends before that. We lived in a okay neighborhood with like more like open-minded people, even though I come from a very religious city. Uh, we were not really close to the holy shrine and all the religious stuff that is happening. So it was more open. I had like one or two girlfriends, so I was like actually like way more experienced compared to like other guys that would come from smaller villages to this
Hmm.
university, and they have never even sat next to a girl or touched like shook hands with a girl, basically. Like simple as that. However, even with all that, you go and you're still shy, and it's like the culture is weird. Everyone wants to fuck, but nobody wants to do it. Some people think it's sin. Some people want to save their virginity. Some people are like, it's just all the stupid things that the whole Europe and Western society has been through the past, I don't know 200 years, and they have solved it and got over it, and now it's like this open and whatever it is. Now we are still in that 200 years ago, 100 years ago. Everyone is conservative, or it's just I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. It's like it's religion mixed with culture, and you want to do it because obviously it's biology. Your body is calling for a cock or pussy. I don't know, whatever you're into, but your brain is like, oh, but your dead grandma is watching you now, or like, oh, but this is a sin, oh, well, like this kind of shit.
Right, right, right.
Or like for girls, it's more harder because they're like, oh, if you lose your virginity, then nobody will marry you. You're like whatever
Oh,
shit
still
like
the
that.
stigma?
Now nobody cares.
No, but okay, okay. I mean, in Korea, it's still mad. I mean, I heard one of the most common plastic surgeries is to reattach
The hymen.
the hymen, yeah, and
Yeah, we
then
have that shit in Iran as well.
yeah,
It would be like
because it's so
I
men
knew
still
two
care, I
or
guess.
three girls that they did that, which was fucked up. Because
Yeah,
you're like, why? Like, like what? Like, it doesn't make sense.
yeah,
Like,
it's crazy.
you would go
It's
like she
crazy.
was like one of them was like, oh my god, I have a what do you call it when somebody comes to propose to you? What do you
Uh,
call that person?
engagement. Oh, a
No,
fiance.
no, not a fiance, but like the guy who wants to marry you. What do you call? He's about to propose to you, but you uh
I don't
y-
know.
okay. So basically, yeah, she was like, yeah, I have a fiance. Let's say I have a fiance, and then we haven't had sex yet because we are waiting for our marriage, but I've already like fucked like 10 dudes in uni, and now I have to go like basically put the curtains back.
Right. Oh
Yeah,
no,
that's
and he
what they
didn't
call
know.
it. No, the poor guy didn't know, and then she got like the surgery like a month or something before the marriage, and that was it.
Oh shit.
But it
Wow.
costs, and it's not that you go to any doctor and they do it for you, because the doctor is like, bro, what the fuck? Like, we don't do this shit, right?
Mm,
Because also they are like, we are not gonna like lie to your future husband that you were pure or whatever. Like, because also like even as doctors, there are a bunch of stupid religious ones as well.
okay. Man.
So yeah, it's crazy.
Like, do dating apps exist in the same way they do here?
No, there was no dating app when I was there. I heard when I came here, and then 2 years ago, I met somebody from Iran, just talking after a show, and she was like, we had Tinder for like the portion of 6 months at some point, apparently in Iran, but then it stopped working. No, everything is blocked and controlled, especially with the internet. So it's very hard to access all these things. And like
Okay.
dating is basically people try to go in the street and like just see somebody and then catcall them, and then if it works, it works. It's just very, very, very
Jesus.
primitive. Like it's just very, very hard. Or like people get in the cars and then there's like some rich areas, nice areas, and they just go with the car and they just go round and round and round. And then you see another chick with her friends in another car. Then you stand next to each other. You roll down the windows.
Start
You
talk.
fucking
Oh wow. Okay.
talk and shit. It's like
I mean,
it's
that sounds pretty fun actually, like old school. You
yeah,
actually
but it
talk to
is, it
people.
is, it is, but it's also like it's all a game. It's all a chase. It's all like who has a better car, who has like better flex.
Ah,
It's
right.
all it's not real, right? So you see the same girl that is flirting with you, should be flirting with another guy next day with a better car or something. Because everyone goes the same place. It's like a
Right.
bar that everyone goes to basically.
Right. 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 Right.
And then yeah, so you're like, oh, this guy with the orange car, or that's the guy with the Mercedes Benz, so you know
Right.
them, yeah.
Is also in Iran, because in most of Asia, I feel like there's arranged marriage was still a thing, or is still a thing. Is
Not anymore in Iran.
okay.
Even when it's arranged, it's not like the Indian arranged version, basically. So they go and sit and talk and stuff, and they kind of pick the girl, but like it's not that since you're 12, they're like, oh, you're gonna grow up and marry this person or something.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yes, like I would say like in my parents' time, or like like that generation would be like one of the last generations that was like the arranged marriage was popular, but there was also a lot of like random marriages as well. So For
Okay.
example, my grandfather, the way he married my grandmother was that he was like a soldier or something serving in the military in some other city, and the street next to their base or whatever, my grandma would live, and then he would see her every morning going getting bread or something, and she was like, "Oh, shit like this," right? So, and then
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Oh,
but
that's
like,
cute.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then they
So
spoke and
they didn't really, yeah, they spoke, and then the part that is considered as arranged is that they don't get into a relationship. You see somebody, you see a neighbor, you see someone, you like them, and then you send your parents forward to go to talk to their parents, and then set up like this thing that you guys sit and talk and see if you like each other or not, and they do it for a few times and then they get married. So that's the whole arranged marriage concept or style in Iran, that it's not like arranged like the Indian way, that like that is your, I don't know, cousin, or that's this girl from the same caste that we are, and you're gonna grow up to marry her. It doesn't matter if you grow
okay.
up to hate her or not. This is more like the parents arrange the marriage ceremony and the hookup basically for the kids. So
Ah, okay. It's like the lubricant, I guess.
exactly. So speaking of lubricants, I need to get a sip of water because I'm getting super
Yeah,
dry.
yeah, sure.
So
Dude, I
let's.
know we're gonna end. Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you have just a few minutes? Because we should end anyways. Because
Oh
you have
yeah,
to go
fuck it
watch the
then.
game,
Then yeah, yeah. What's the time?
dude.
I don't even see the time.
Oh yeah. We're already at an hour, so it went really. Yeah,
Wow.
dude. Yeah, dude. It was awesome. I'd love to have you on again. Like, there's so much I'd like to still ask. Before you go, because you have to go see the Manchester United game.
Yes.
Why Manchester United?
Gotta disappoint
No,
myself on Saturday.
no. I mean, I understand Manchester United is cool. I used to like them too, as you know, because of Park Ji Sung a
No,
while back.
your the way you support teams is that you pick the only Asian guy from Korea that is in the team, and then
Yeah,
you support that
it's
team.
true,
That's the
dude. So that's the thing. I want to ask you about that because I remember Hamburg and Leverkusen had this one of the best Iranian players ever. I
yes.
forgot his name.
There were
Uh,
if
with
he
M,
I
I
think
think.
uh,
No,
one
was
was,
it?
I think, Mehdi Mahdavikia, I think, was playing,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
another one was well, we had Ali Dai, like our top goal scorer. He played for
right,
Bayern
right. But
Munich
he
and
stayed in.
Hertha Berlin.
Oh yeah, right. That's true.
And then one or two others as well. Ali Karimi also played for Bayern Munich. He was like the magician of the Asia at some point. This guy, like our version of Ronaldinho for the others. But yeah, so what about them players that
I
played
mean,
in?
you
Ah,
don't follow like the
I see what you say. So yeah, no, I don't follow the football in Iran that much. I didn't follow it back then as well, because the football is. I mean, we are a good, like internationally ranking. The football team is not that bad,
yeah.
but watching the league itself, uh, it's unpleasant, because like, first of all, besides one or two pitches, the rest of the pitches are horrible. So you don't even want to watch it. Besides, like the
You
Azadi
mean the
Stadium.
actual football pitch? It's just it looks
Yeah. The
bad.
quality
Oh,
is
okay.
bad. You see, it's like half
Uh,
muddy or something
oh, damn.
for some cities, right? Only like my city, Tehran, and like Isfahan, Shiraz, like the main big cities, Tabriz, they have this tractor. Um, they they have big stadiums. The other cities have very small, shitty stadiums, right? So we watch the main games, but not all of them. And the main games is basically the main two teams. Like it's like Persepolis and Esteghlal. They are like the main two, like derby. Like it's like our El Clasico, or like Barcelona
Mm,
against Madrid thing.
yeah.
And they have like the best players, and then the rest of the teams are just fillers. They are just there to fill
Okay.
up the league. So it's not that interesting to watch. Therefore, everyone is a big fan of European football. Everyone is watching some European football. We all watch the Champions League. There's millions of Madrid fans. We have a lot of like Inter Milan, the other Inter, what is it?
AC Milan.
AC Milan, yeah. Especially in my generation or one generation before, the Italian league was very strong.
Right.
So it was the time that Kaká was playing in Milan, and like all
Oh
that.
man, Cafu. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nesta. Oh man,
Mourinho coaching like Inter Milan,
Inter.
stuff like
Right.
that, right? So these are very famous. And then for me, I started watching United because I had a friend. We were playing football, and I had a friend. He was a big fan of United, and he would always be like, "Oh, this guy, that guy." And then I watched some games, and then it was like during the time that was like early Rooney and like Van Nistelrooy and all that. Like Beckham already left and stuff, but then they were very strong and good team back then with Ferguson. So it stuck, and then I just kept watching the same team, and then I don't really like switching teams. I watch other teams as well, but like if like for example, I have a favorite player that I know that they play good. For example, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So if he plays his any team, because I know he's gonna probably score something cool at some point or
Right.
do
Right.
something,
Right.
right? So I would watch the games that he's playing in some team, but I wouldn't change my favorite team because of that guy moving around, because then these
Okay.
motherfuckers be moving around all the time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
for a long time, this club was great, and I was watching it, and still is one of the biggest clubs. It's just that they are going through a very tough time,
Yeah.
and
Since
honestly,
Ferguson, really. Since
yeah, since
then, right?
well, I think like when they had Mourinho, they won the Europa League, and they had like the FA Cup. So they did a few things, but it kind of gradually just reduced and reduced and reduced. And
Right.
apparently, the issue is the inside of the club. It's not even like the poor players or the coaches. It's like the hands in the back. Apparently, there's more shenanigans to it than we know. So that's
I
something
mean, it
I
would make,
heard that a
dude.
lot
I
of
mean,
coaches
because
said.
did you see how Barcelona played with Marcus Rashford?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
And then I was like, "Whoa, Marcus Rashford was so bad recently at
Dude,
Man U."
everyone who left United is being
Yeah.
a star now. Rasmus Højlund, a whole season scored like 3 goals or some shit. Goes to Napoli, first game scores a goal and an assist. They sold McTominay.
So,
Yeah, they sent McTominay. He's like player of the year. Onana was getting like every goal was going through him, and then they gave him to this other team, and he made like 15 saves. Are you shitting me?
oh my god,
So basically, Anthony was like a meme, and then they sent him to Spain,
Betis.
and now he's a goat.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So
Also,
yeah,
Sancho did so well
yeah.
when he left, right?
When he went to Chelsea, right?
When he went to
Yeah,
Chelsea,
yeah,
yeah, or
yeah.
Dortmund even, yeah.
I don't. I think he's in Chelsea, or did he go back to
No,
Dortmund?
he's in Aston Villa. He went back, and then
Aston
I think
Villa.
he's in Aston Villa. I think, yeah.
But yeah, it's
That's too
like
bad. That's crazy. That
everyone who left the club, you see they're playing again like they used to play when they were bought or they were like used for, like, because Rashford was playing like that very early on as well, but then like apparently the whole, I don't know what's it with the inside of the club, but the vibe is in a way that like it just changed.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, let's see. Hopefully, it seems like they're playing better and better. So,
hopefully, yeah.
dude. Anyways, I know we're going overtime. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was great to talk to you. Yeah, yeah,
Dude, thanks so much for being on. And really, I would love
yeah.
to ask even more. And if you're up for it, I'd love to do another time again.
Yeah, we can set it up again whenever
And
you want. Just let me know.
yeah, because we didn't even
Yeah,
talk that much about comedy, like
yeah,
obviously
yeah,
how we
yeah,
started, but you have so much
yeah, yeah,
experience and
yeah.
so many good bits. And anyways, it was awesome.
We can try to set it up when you're in Berlin as well. We can sit and talk somewhere. I have.
Sure. I mean, I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you in next week.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll
Cool.
see you next week in person, dude. That was awesome. Where
Yeah.
can
Thank you
people
very much.
check out all your awesome stuff?
So you can just find me on Instagram. That would be the main active account that I have. It's Kourosh KJ, KOUROSH KJ, and I don't have any YouTube stuff or anything really. So
Yet.
the Instagram links to all the other stuff, the shows and the programs.
Awesome. Yeah, you should put it up there, man. It's awesome stuff. Like
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
sketches were
yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. So, dude.
Okay.
Anyways, I know you gotta go, dude. It was absolutely awesome. Thank you
Same.
so much, man.
Yeah, thank you very much,
See you,
man.
dude.
Take care. Bye bye.
See you, dude. Have a good one. See ya.